This game is so much fun, especially when you get a group of people together, and there's so many twists and turns that can happen in the game. So in this video, I'm just going to prepare everyone for next week's video. So if you like the content, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next video in the series. You got your characters on the front. It's a great game. It's 3 to 6 players, and it says that it takes about an hour to play, and that's roughly about right, depending on the scenario that you end up getting. This is one of those games that it starts off completely co-op, and the more you play it, and the further along you get, there's a book in here, and when you trigger the omen, and it activates the split where someone ends up getting possessed, and the other players have to work together, and the person who's possessed has to go and try to kill the other players and meet their objectives. So let's open up this box. The great thing about this game is that it builds itself. You start off with this piece. It has your entrance. It's basically the main hall of the mansion that we're going to be playing in. So we'll just lay that here. And you have your characters that you can choose from. See, there are 6 characters in the game, but I just have a layout that just indicates the four characters that I have over there. You can see them running down. Each one of them actually has the stats on the cards. I just typed this out to make it a little bit easier to read. You got speed and might, and then you have sanity and knowledge. Basically, there's going to be cards that will test your knowledge and sanity. If any of these numbers drop down to 0, your character dies, and that's it. You're done. Hopefully the rest of your team can survive and win the game for you. Now with these tiles, each one of these has a room that is on the back with a little icon, and sometimes there's some text that's specific to the room. You just read that text and honor whatever that card states. Every character has a set of options during their go. You can move, make a die roll, activate a card, discover a room, or make an attack. Now, making the attack is something that you do much later on into the game, but let's just say, this character is moving into this space. There is not a card there, so you end up drawing from the deck. You have the light that says ground that is lit up, and you activate the sanctuary corridor. You have the event icon that is right here, so you end up picking up the card, and you end up reading. Now, this card allows you to do a die roll. There's some text on here that you can read, and you make the die roll, and you get the effect determined based on what that card does. So that's the end of one person's go. Then the next person gets to go. So our boy Darren moves past the professor and discovers a new room. In this room, it is an omen card. So essentially what you would do is you pick up and you read the omen card. Now, you gotta do a hunt roll on this, and this is where this could change the entire dynamic of the entire game for us. So now we have the hunt roll. So you get 6 die. Yeah, that's quite a bit. The thing about the die is not all the sides has an icon, and essentially you need to out-roll the number of omen cards that are drawn in the game to this point. So it's 0. You'll go ahead and make your die roll, which we would have won, and you would move on and continue playing the game. But let's just say we end up failing this. So we're in the dining room, and we have the book. So what you would do is you would look up the trader book. Do not read until this is So you would look up the chart here. You have the rooms over here, and then you have the items that you have for those cards, and that's your scenario. So we had the dining room, and we had the book. Now, basically, based on this chart, it's going to be scenario number 3, and then based off the scenario, tells you who is the traitor. In the scenario, it's the lowest knowledge, except for the hunt revealer. Now, you know, we have those stats that determines our knowledge. So let's just bring that up real quick. Darren, who has the lowest knowledge, discovered the room. So therefore, we would look at the 2 characters on the bottom. It's a tie, so it doesn't really state, what happens during the tie. Normal circumstances, I'll look through it a little bit further there, but basically, let's just say Peter is the one that ends up becoming the traitor. At this point of the game, you have Peter, and they would go and read their scenario that's in this guide, while everyone else gets together and discusses the scenario and the survival. So when we go and play this next week, we're gonna have that conversation and we're gonna go over those details. Now, with all that said, that's when things become a little bit more aggressive and new rules are added to the game, and the new rules are outlined in the scenario that you end up getting. So overall, it is a very quick and easy game to play. Setup, there it is. I mean, it builds itself. So quick cleanup too. You just pile all the cards together and put them in the box. Really fun game. There's 50 scenarios, so plenty of replayability in this game. So thank you for watching to the end. Greatly appreciated. If you enjoy the content, please be sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, because next week we're gonna go